If you've ever dreamed of a garden that practically takes care of itself, no endless weeding, no backbreaking mulching, and no costly soil covers, you're in for a treat. Most gardeners rely on mulch to suppress weeds and retain moisture. But what if nature could handle that job for you, with plants doing the work instead of store-bought mulch? That's where this simple scatter and forget method comes in. Clover and buckwheat aren't just cover crops, they're soil superheroes. Each brings something special to your garden ecosystem. This isn't some complicated step-heavy gardening trick. The beauty lies in its simplicity. Nature does most of the work once you begin. 1. Choose your spot wisely. Whether it's a vegetable patch you're resting, an orchard floor, or a flower bed between seasons, this method fits anywhere. It's especially effective in garden beds you want to rejuvenate or protect over a season. 2. Prepare lightly, don't till deeply. Just rake the top inch of soil to loosen it. There's no need for heavy digging or turning. A light fluffing helps seeds make contact with soil without disturbing the natural structure or soil life. 3. Mix the seeds. Combine clover seeds, white, crimson, or microclover, and buckwheat seeds in roughly equal parts by volume. For small spaces, a handful of each goes a long way. If you're working on a larger plot, aim for about 1 pound of each seed per 1,000 square feet. 4. Scatter freely. Here's the fun part. Simply scatter the seed mix evenly across your prepared soil. Don't worry about perfect rows or spacing. These plants are forgiving. Nature doesn't plant in straight lines, and neither should you. 5. Press or water them in. Once scattered, lightly rake or press the seeds into the soil surface. Then, water gently to help them settle. Within days, you'll notice little sprouts starting to emerge. Within a week or two, buckwheat shoots will race upward, forming a green blanket that shades the soil and suppresses weeds. Shortly after, clover will start filling in underneath, its fine roots binding the soil and locking in moisture. In just a few weeks, your garden bed will look like it's wearing a vibrant, living quilt. You'll notice fewer weeds, better soil moisture, and a noticeable increase in pollinators buzzing around the flowers. As buckwheat blooms and finishes its life cycle, usually around 5 to 6 weeks, it naturally begins to break down, feeding the soil with organic matter. The clover keeps on growing beneath, maintaining a soft, weed-blocking layer that stays green long after buckwheat has faded. That's the secret. As one plant dies back, the other continues, maintaining soil cover year-round. This method works because it mimics nature's own pattern of growth. In wild ecosystems, bare soil is actually pretty rare. Plants grow in layers, protecting and feeding the ground continuously. When you scatter clover and buckwheat, you're replicating that natural process, creating a mini ecosystem that balances itself. Clover fixes nitrogen, enriching the soil for future crops. Buckwheat mobilizes phosphorus, pulling it from deep in the soil to where roots can reach it. Their roots work together, one shallow, one deeper, preventing erosion and improving structure. Their combined canopy blocks sunlight, preventing weeds from sprouting. No mulch, no chemicals, just living plants doing the job better. The best time to scatter clover and buckwheat seeds depends on your climate, but generally, spring and early summer are perfect for soil building before planting heavy feeders like tomatoes, corn, or pumpkins. Late summer to early fall is excellent for protecting and regenerating soil before winter. This method really shines in vegetable gardens, raised beds, orchard floors, or even between rows of perennials. You can also use it in empty spots or pathways between garden beds to create green, living carpets. If you live in a colder climate, scatter seeds before the first frost. They'll establish quickly, protect the soil through winter, and return stronger in spring. When you're ready to plant something else, there's really no need for tilling. Just cut the plants back and let them decompose right on the surface. That way, you're creating a fresh, nutrient-rich mulch layer. The decomposing buckwheat and clover feed worms, microbes, and fungi, and these little helpers transform the residue into living soil. Within a few weeks, the bed will be ready for new crops. And honestly, there's no need for synthetic fertilizers at all. If you want to keep the living mulch going, simply reseed lightly each season. Once established, clover can even become a permanent ground cover between perennials or under fruit trees. Gardeners who've tried this method often describe it as, well, the easiest soil fix ever. They notice softer, darker soil within just one season, dramatically fewer weeds, more pollinators and beneficial insects, and reduced watering needs by up to half. Plus, they see healthier, more vibrant crops the next season. It's a self-sustaining cycle. Soil feeds plants and plants feed soil. Once you see how effortlessly it works, you may never go back to mulching the old way again. The beauty of this approach is that it honors nature's design instead of fighting it. By choosing the right plants, you allow your garden to pretty much maintain itself. Buckwheat and clover are nature's quiet workers. They don't demand much, but they give back endlessly. When you scatter these two humble seeds, you're not just saving time. You're restoring balance to your garden. You're building a living system that breathes, nourishes, and sustains itself. That's the kind of magic every gardener should experience. So, the next time you're tempted to grab a bag of mulch or a bottle of weed killer, just stop and think. What if 2 handfuls of seeds could do it better? Scatter clover and buckwheat, step back, and let nature do what it does best, create harmony, health, and abundance from the ground up. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to subscribe to Soil Stories for more natural gardening secrets, soil building tips, and earth-friendly experiments that really work. And don't forget to share this article with a fellow gardener, because the more we grow with nature, the richer our soil, and honestly, our souls become.